Hi, good afternoon. Can you hear me on your end? Okay. Welcome to this webinar, and I'll try my best to give you some essential information, only some things that you can digest, okay? And I promise it to be informative and a little fun, of course. Let me share my slides now. All right. So the title for our webinar today, sorry for all the interruptions, okay? Let's start. Is Love Yourself, Care for Your Skin. So we try to make it wittier by saying Loyo Kayo, okay, so that you can have something to think about later after the lecture, okay? So to love yourself, you must first care for your skin, okay? And what is outside is important as well as your inner self. So whether you are white or yellow or black or brown, and whether you are chubby or thin, tall or short, it's very important to care for your skin. Now, this is a picture of your skin, if you can see it on your slide. Okay, can you see it? All right. So there is a delay in the transmission of my slide, so I should wait for it. All right. So you have three layers: your epidermis, which is the topmost. This is where when you take a bath and you try to rub your skin, ito yung parang tinatawag nilang libag. Okay? So this is the things that you get out of your skin when you're scrubbing too much. Okay? And then the dermis is the middle part. Okay? This is where you can see the hair follicles coming out and your sebaceous glands. Okay? And the subcutaneous layer, which is the lowermost, is the fat. So your skin is the largest organ of the body. And, oops, what happened? Wait for a while. It's the largest organ of the body, the skin that covers and protects us, the skin that reflects who we are on the outside. Okay. Now, you may see this. These things that you see on your screen are the ones happening on your epidermis. Okay. So you have your hives, the rashes, your eczema, and your impetigo or your skin infection. So in most skin diseases, what is affected is the epidermis. This is where the rashes show. This is where the insect bites happen. This is where your hives or your talagobe happen. And this is where you see your acne lesions. Now, in the dermis, this is deeper, okay, and it can be affected by your cyst formation. Sometimes the cyst bursts and it becomes ulcerated, like you see in the photos. Now, this is the fat layer, and this is the deepest layer, and you can see fat formation inside the skin. Okay. This is the deepest, and this is where your tumor grows many times. So we will be dealing with much of the common skin diseases that you may actually see or have. Okay. Now, in the 2021 Philippine Dermatological Society Health Information System Registry, we have acne as the most commonly consulted skin disorder, followed by your fungal infections, psoriasis, scabies, and the eczemas. Okay, let's go over acne, which will be a little quite interesting for many of you. For the mothers and the fathers who had this when they were younger, and for the children now who's beginning to have this. This is classified as mild, okay? You have your blackheads and then your whiteheads, okay? And then sometimes it grows a little more than that, and it becomes bigger and many, and now you have your acne vulgaris on the moderate type, okay? I think I know this guy. Is this Miggy? Miggy, are you there? No, I'm just kidding. Miggy is my apo who's studying in handprints and currently having those little sits on the face. Now, sometimes you don't like to have this, but this is the next step. I'll just wait for the slide to flow. And this is your acne vulgaris severe. You will have your pus, and then sometimes your face will be swollen. And this is the worst stage that you can have. Okay. Now, when does it happen? Usually it happens in the onset of your adolescence. Why does it happen? It may happen due to genetics or hereditary reasons. And where do you see it? Mostly on the face, on the chest, and on the back. Now, what do you see? The comedones or the blackheads, the acne papules or the pimples, and the cysts which appear like parang pigsa. Okay. Now, what do I do now? Make sure you clean your face with mild soap and water. Twice a day is enough. Over cleansing or not cleansing at all are both bad. You remember that, okay? Do not wash your face like 5 times a day, and not washing your face is worse too. Now, take a bath regularly and properly, once or twice a day, and be sure to dry up with a clean towel. Do not use your towel like 1 week straight, the same towel, because it will be accumulating the bacteria inside. Okay. And why do you need to take the general bath? Because remember, sometimes your acne develops also on the arms, on the chest, and on the back. So it's not only the face that we're concerned about. Okay. Now, never pop those pimples. Otherwise, you will have these unwanted scars. This is the last part of your acne that is so hard to treat. Now, what should we avoid? Of course, you avoid the stress, which is so hard to do now that we are in the COVID period. And then food-wise, you avoid too much sweets and too much carbohydrates, too much fatty foods, too much junk foods. And for the girls or even the guys, not so much cosmetics on the face, okay? Because it might trigger your acne eruptions. What is okay? Like Mickey Mouse says, what is okay? Of course, eating correctly and properly, okay? This is the correct diet that is very good. Your vegetables, your fruits, okay? Fish is okay too. And of course, drink lots of water. And don't forget to exercise too and play, okay? And most of all, sleep. Sleep is very, very important. Now, when I say sleep, it's not an hour of sleep or it's not a midday sleep because it doesn't count. Sleep which starts at night and goes on until the morning. So it's very nice if you can have at least 8 hours of sleep and the correct sleep. Now, let's go over some fungal infections. So this you might see on others' skin or on your skin. And this is your tinea corporis, okay, on the leftmost. Then under the eye will be your tinea fasciae. On the scalp will be your tinea capitis. In your groins or in the armpits or under the breast, you can have your tinea cruris. Then on the toenails, you can have your tinea unguium. And between the webs of the fingers and webs of the toes, you can have your tinea pedis or tinea manus. Now you will see this a child with white spots on your rightmost, okay? And this will be your an or your tinea versicolor. So how about the bacterial infection on the skin? This is the classical case of your mamaso or impetigo. This is caused by bacteria. It is contagious. And what is strikingly here is the honey-colored crusting that we see. It may start as a little bump like an insect bite, okay? And then later on, you will be surprised. There will be some spreading and there will be some peeling of the skin at the periphery and crusting in the middle. Now, sometimes they go together, sorry, okay? They go all together and clump in the middle of the face, most especially on the nose area, okay, on the mouth area, and even on the chest areas, okay? Now, how about this? Okay, this is sometimes we call as natural occurrences in children, but for me it's not because it is so contagious. Okay, it is very, very visible. It is very, very itchy and very, very contagious. Okay, this is your lice or your nits, your kuto. Okay, and you can see on the lowermost is the closer view of how it looks like before you make patay, the kuto. Okay, before you make tiris, the kuto. All right. Now, this is another parasitic infection, and this is your scabies. Okay, I'll discuss a little more about this. The scabies might, okay, how does it go into your skin? It burrows under your skin, okay, and then the mites lay eggs, okay, and then you scratch the skin because it is terribly itchy, and you spread it on many different parts of the body. You cannot see this like your kuto. Okay, this can only be seen microscopically. Okay, and they really multiply so fast, such that in a day or two or three, you can feel that you have already lesions in your armpits, behind the ears, at your back, between the toes, between the fingers. Okay, and even in the genitalia areas, and even in the buttocks. Okay, this is very itchy, and it can jump from one skin to the other. So if you are with someone in the bed sleeping, okay, you can give it, you can pass it on, okay, to the other members of the family. All right. Another common thing that we see with children is the warts or the kulugo. This is viral infection. You usually see parang rough na bumps, and from one, it can be five in a matter of weeks or months. It's very contagious also. Now, how about seborrheic dermatitis? This is what we term as skin dandruff, because you see something like dandruff or scaling on the face, okay, and then on the scalp. This is not only in children. This is common among adolescents and adults. Okay, this is stress-induced. Sometimes temperature changes triggered. This is very recurrent. Okay, so it can be treated, but it may come back. And this is what we call your skin asthma or your atopic dermatitis. Okay, in infants, it's usually on the cheeks, on the arms, on the legs, on the body, and most especially on the scalp as well. Okay. In children, now it comes to the folds of the arms, the wrist, and then the back of your legs, and then folds of the feet, and of course the face as well. Okay. In adults, similarly the same, but it's mostly on the arm folds, on the wrist areas, and on the back of the legs. Okay, this is how it looks, especially when the children cannot stop scratching, and infection is very unavoidable, okay, and spreading can be seen all over the body. Okay, how about contact dermatitis? Contact dermatitis is your skin becomes reactive to either a chemical or rubber or metal or the tattoo. These are the common ones. Okay. In your abdomen, you can see that you can have rashes, and this can be metal from the buckle of the, what they call the cinturon of the belt, okay, or the metal of the pants, the button of the pants. Okay. And then on the ears, it can be from metals of the earrings. Okay. Remember that even if you say that you're wearing earrings that are gold, sometimes the gold is mixed with nickel to make it harder. So there are some patients who claim that they only wear gold but still have this. And the reason behind that is the nickel that may be combined with the gold to make the gold firmer. And then you can have also your contact allergy from rubber. And as you can see, obviously, this is the V-shaped strap of the rubber slippers. Okay, and those who are fond of playing with tattoo, okay, this can be a result if you are allergic or if you have a contact dermatitis to the chemical of the tattoo. Now, remember, children, you are fond of playing with slime, and lately there have been so many reports of contact dermatitis from playing with slime. No particular color, but green is the most common. whether it's a do-it-yourself slime or slime that you buy that is cheap or expensive, as long as you're irritated with that, you can have a contact dermatitis from the slime. And you can have also contact dermatitis from hand sanitizers. See, in this time of COVID, where you apply the hand sanitizer so frequently, the skin becomes so dry, the barrier, the protective barrier is broken, and you can have irritation, you can have contact dermatitis from the hand sanitizers. Okay? And you can also have contact dermatitis from baby wipes. So be careful with the wipes that you are buying. Make sure it is non-alcoholic, okay? Meaning there is not much chemicals in it. But if you can simply wash up with water and soap or just pat dry with a normal tissue paper, that will be better. Okay, so be mindful even if your mind is full. This is what I learned from your last webinar. So please remember the following normal tips. It's easy tips to do. Remember to be clean, bathe the skin, shampoo the hair properly, dry up gently, and change into clean clothing every day. Clean your nails and keep them short. Why? Because you must avoid scratching what you need to scratch. Okay? So if your nails are cut short, at least it will prevent further damaging the skin. Now, if you have an itchy, painful skin or scalp, something is wrong. Okay, it's not normal. So first thing to do, if you haven't seen your doctor, please try to avoid scratching and picking and show them to your mom and dad where it itches or hurts. Okay. Then best to consult your doctor at the earliest time possible. Do not wait for 2 weeks for the rashes to be worse. Now, self-treatment often does more harm than good. What do I mean? Okay, if you have a friend or you have a neighbor and your neighbor says, do this because this one was good for me, okay, and you followed it and it did not turn out to have good results, your problem will be worse. Or if you go to the botica, to the pharmacy, and ask the pharmacist what can be done with this and that, that is also not correct. Your doctor is just around you, so it's best to consult your doctor. Also, healthy skin, hair, and nails are important for a positive sense of well-being. All right, so that mostly concludes this short lecture on love yourself, take care of your skin, and in a while we'll be open already for your questions. I took the liberty of making this short because I think you have a lot of questions and I'd rather answer your questions. So this will be a personal touch to the webinar. Thank you very much.